back, baby! It's been a little while. How are we all? I'm glad to be back with you. I kind of just run out of things to say, so I thought there's no point doing videos if I haven't got anything to say. But today I've got a big bundle of enthusiasm. There's less than a month to go until Christmas now, so I thought I'd just give you a little catch up on how things are going and where we're at. So if you're new here, my name is Steve. I am an online reseller, mostly doing eBay. Got a lot of books. I do some Vinted, so I've had sort of I've been cross-listing a bit of stuff onto Vinted to try and get things moving. It seems to be working okay. I've had a few goodish sales over there, so that's not bad. But yes, most of my videos are just talking about me being at the unit. It's very bright here today, so apologies if I'm squinting, but yeah, so me just prattling on about reselling and books and what's sold, what hasn't sold, my gripes, my good wins, all that kind of stuff. So if you like that, hit the subscribe button and you may enjoy it. Right, so we have orders to pick. So I've got, I think it's 24 from eBay for the last few days or so. I've got a few from Vinted to get picked, and that's it. But yeah, it's going pretty well, to be fair. Well, kind of what I expected. It could be better, and I think it will be better, but stuff is going out and I'm slowly making a bit of room. It may not look like it, it doesn't feel like it certainly, but there's bits going out, so that's a good thing. I'm going to set you up, I think, and then we'll show you what has sold. Right, I'm going to do Vinted first because I will probably forget them otherwise, because they don't give me notifications as such. But yes, let's start with this, which is sold. So we've got just a Wii controller. It's all, yeah, all pretty straightforward. You can sell them on eBay, but I didn't have a game with it, and they tend to sell better with the game, or if there's a couple of them. So I just put it on Vinted, sold for £4. It's taken a month or so, but yeah, now is the time of year to get gaming stuff listed. Another little toy thing has sold. So this is the, you see it, this is the Green Ranger's Dragon Zord. This is from 2016 Mattel. It pops up like so, like that. That has sold for £4 on Vinted. I picked that up from a Carboot. I can't remember how much I paid for it now. It was I think it was part of a bundle of like 20p each or something like that. So yeah, 20p into £4. Not massive, but it's all profit, so it's all good. I've sold a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figure. This is Mondo from 1990, I think it is, it says. 1990 Mirage Studios. It's not in the best of conditions, but I had it listed on eBay for £10 plus postage, and then I sold it on, I listed it on Vinted, and that sold for £6 all in. So that's probably a little bit less than I would have got on eBay, but still, it's I bought it in a charity shop in a bag of toys for I think like £1.50. So yeah, happy to move that on. So some Christmas lights. They're brand new, never been used. They're originally £25, 180 LED multi-effects white lights, indoor or outdoor. I've had these listed for a couple of years probably. I had 2 boxes. My mother-in-law gave them to me and just said I bought these by mistake, don't want them. So I was like, okay, great. So I listed them. I think the first lot took about a year to sell. I think I listed them like just before Christmas or something one year. Yeah, and they just didn't sell. So and then I went to another Christmas, still didn't sell. Then this, I sold one box in the middle of the year randomly, and then this box I listed to Vinted yesterday, and they are sold the same day. So for £7. Yeah, £7 on Vinted. So happily moving those on, and can't believe they took so long to sell. And finally on Vinted, no, not a huge sale, £2 for the Red Pyramid by Rick Riordan. Can't remember where I even got this from, but yeah, that's sold for £2. It might have been a free, it's probably a free pickup, or yeah, I wouldn't have paid much for it. But yeah, happily again to move that on. So not huge money on Vinted for me, but I've had a few goodish sales, and goodish, that's not the word, but you know what I mean. They've been doing okay. It's been ticking over. Just had another sale on eBay, so that's good. Right, so what do we got? A Leap TV game sold, so Leapfrog Paw Patrol 1, that has sold for $8.99, free post. Not a huge sale again, but it's been sitting there for a while, so I've got a few sales like that, which is just, it feels so much nicer. I think when they've been listed for a while and it eventually goes. University Oxford, University College record. It is Oxford College. Weirdly doesn't say it anywhere in it, but it is actually Oxford College because I've got a load of them. That has sold for $7.99, free post, but yeah, it'll go as a large letter, so nice and easy. A couple of books on trees, nothing overly exciting, just a couple of hardback books that I think I just picked up for free, and they've sold for $8.99, free post. What I've started doing on a lot of my items, so I'm trying to end and relist, sell similar on majority of my items, and as I'm doing it, I'm kind of going through adding the postage onto the cost and just removing the postage. It's not something I've ever really wanted to do, but I just kind of thought it changes things up a little bit, and it's easier. I haven't necessarily got to refund postage, that way I can just bump it all in together. So if people buy multiple things, I haven't got to think, oh, should I be working it all out and refunding the postage, and I literally just sell it as it is, and yeah, and then keep the extra postage I gain from it. So there's the benefits there. The downside I always find of not adding postage is when you send an offer out. So if it's 5% of, say, a tenner, then the 5% offer will be £9.50 plus the postage. But if you're if you're adding a £3 on for postage, then it will just be the 5% of all of it. So it seems to be a bigger amount, if that makes sense. But so you're sending out a bigger offer than if you're adding postage on separately. So yeah, but it's not like the end of the world, I don't think, and hopefully it'll work out a bit better, because I'll be gaining the postage the other way instead. So yeah, nice sale. So 2 books called The Ninja Sword, The Art of Silent Kenjutsu, and Shadow of the Ninja, both by Katsumi Toda. I hope I've pronounced all that right, but they have sold for £40 all in. So a box of Duplo, that has sold for $17.99, free post, 1 kilogram of Duplo. I really enjoy selling Duplo. I picked up some in the summer, and as I was going to sort that out, there was actually another lot which I found quite close to me I picked up as well. So yeah, I just bundled it all in together, all the loose bricks. There was some bits of fencing on their own, which was, I think it was like 6 or 8 bits of fencing, and I looked those up and actually managed to sell those on their own for a tenner, just for 8 bits of fencing. The rest of it I just bundled it, I just weighed it out as 1 kilogram, boxed it up, and I had 8 boxes. Like, this is the 4th one to go. So yeah, it's going, and it's not even into December yet, so I'm pretty sure the others will go. I've got some Lego at home as well. I'm going to do the same type of thing with that. Now these come under the category of not really worth it, but I'm glad they've gone. So 3 books by Marcus Seiki. I don't think I paid for them. I think I might have got them for free. They've sold for £7.50 all in. And this comes under the category of quick sale. So a monkey, PG Tips monkey, I had a feeling it would go quick, that's why I picked it up. So I paid £1 for it in a charity shop, and it sold for £9.99 within about a day or so. So yeah, pretty pleased with that. And I'd say it's so quick and easy to list, quick and easy to post. So that kind of sale I'm more than happy with. Right, now this is exactly what I mean. So I've sold 3 bundles of books to one person, and I'm not going to refund the postage because one of them still had postage on, so they paid £3.20 postage in theory for everything. But yeah, so there was, well, weirdly, I think they're a dealer, so yeah, they have bought 3 bundles of books I had by E.E. Docksmith. So I've got this bundle of, I think it's 9, 2, 4, 6, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 bundle of books there. I think that's, just double check. Yes, so 11 books there in that bundle. Then they bought 2 bundles which I had the same ones, so it's the Skylark series. There's 4 books in the series, and I had 2 of them listed. So they've bought all of these books. It came to about £64 plus the £3.20 postage for the one item. So yeah, I'm very happy with those. But one of the books, I think it's this one, that book, is actually in all 3 piles. I did think about messaging them and asking them, but then I thought they obviously know what they're doing, because 2 of the things are identical. Pretty much the title is identical. So yeah, very happy with that sale. So that's a big load of books going out. So it's 8, 11, 19 books going out there. Another sale which has been sitting around for far too long. So this is a Folio Society, David Copperfield, in pretty good condition. There is like a slight mark on the spine, which, if you can see it, I think it's going to focus on it, but it's just sort of there. It's like a white mark of some sort. I tried wiping it off, it didn't quite come off. It looks like maybe like a small blob of paint, which would probably come off with the right thing, but I didn't want to damage it. But it's sat around for so long. I remember when I bought it, I paid £5 for it in a charity shop, and I remember looking at solds, and there was like a regular sales of this, and I don't think there was one actually listed at the time, so I listed it a bit higher than the ones that have sold for previously. But yeah, it's been sitting around for ages, and it's finally sold for £17 free postage. So not great, but yeah, again, glad it's gone. It took me a little while to find this, the Joy of Sex, story of my life, really, although not. But that has sold for £12.99 free post. I got that for free. The Joy of Sex for free. Can't say fairer than that. Complete Guide to Sewing, one of my regulars I like to sell. That has sold for £25 plus postage. These have sold, so this is the first 4 parts of a magazine series called Baked and Delicious. 1, 2, 3, 4. They have sold for £8.50 plus postage. No, sorry, £8.50 all in. So there's a lot of sort of lower end sales, but I'm just happy to be shifting stuff, and collectively they do add up. Star Wars t-shirt has sold, which I'm never really sure if it's a Christmas one or what, but it's got Yoda's got a Christmas jumper on, and that's about the only Christmassy thing on it. I don't know if you can see it that well, but it's yeah, this was actually mine, which I picked up last year I think, and I just didn't really wear it, and seeing as eBay were doing free fees, I just listed it for £12.99, but got an offer of a tenner, and I've just let it go for a tenner. A couple of big square candles have sold for £11 free post. I had these listed with the tray, I think for like a tenner plus postage, but they weren't selling, so I thought I'll try listing them separately. So I sold the tray for a tenner on its own, I think, plus postage, and these sold it for £11. Yeah, all in. So crazy. Sometimes worth breaking stuff down just to sell it and probably make more money. A couple of Build-A-Bear suitcases have sold. They have sold for £8.99 free post. I got them in a bundle that these didn't seem to go with the bears I picked up, so I thought I'll list them separately, see what they do, and they've sold, so happy days. Hunger Games trilogy, always a good seller for me. That has sold for £14.99 free post. Harry Potter Blu-ray box set, paid £6.99 in a charity shop for this. They actually had it reduced down from £9.99 to £6.99, and it's brand new and sealed. There's like a slight mark on the where it is, the wrapping, but that has sold for £26.99. Pair of jeans have sold. Picked these up the other day, paid £1 in charity shop. They've sold for £17.99. They are M&S the Magic, size 18, slim, long, so I thought they might take a while because it's sort of quite specific, but then sometimes that works in your favour. Someone's looking for exactly the right thing at the right time, and they have sold. Perfect. A couple of Asterix Asterix books. God knows what I'm on about. Asterix and Son and Asterix the Ghoul, both like not in great condition. They've sold for £6.99 all in. Another pair of jeans. These are Next 38 short, just denim jeans. They've sold for £14.99. A bundle of crime, sort of thriller, conspiracy type stuff has sold. That kind of stuff. There is 12 books. They have sold for £18.99 free post. I'm more than happy to get rid of them, and all boxed and ready to go, so that's good. A couple of books by Isaiah Berlin. Don't know who that is really, but he was part of this big free haul that I'm slowly working through. They've sold for £19.99 plus postage. Right, last three sales. I've got a Lego set, which is the Room of Requirements. It's all in here. Obviously it's got no box, but I've put it all together. It's all there. And that has sold for £13.99 free post. I've sold a Millennium series by Stieg Larsson, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. They have sold for £8.99 free post. These are so hit and miss. It's probably just the time of year, I think, because probably people are realising they never read them and they want a set now, so yeah, I'm glad they've gone. And the last one, which is just sold while I was here, is a game called Headache, which is basically Frustration but called Headache. Yeah, I don't even remember it being called Headache, but it's effectively the same game. This one, there was a slight, I think the base, so it all pops okay, but it was like moving around inside, just where it's a bit worn, I think. Yeah, that sold for £11.99 free post. So yeah, not too shabby really. It's still a mess in here, but I've got a lot of stuff sold, so that's good, and there's a lot of stuff still selling, and interest is starting to rev up on certain things, and I'm starting to list more stuff on Vinted as well, bundles and things like that, so there's lots I can be doing to keep generating sales, and it's all good, hopefully. But as you can see, there's still a lot of stuff, so I've got these are sort of bundles that I've already put together and put in boxes, but there's gaps. It's starting to open up some gaps, and there's gaps in the shelf which I can fill in with other stuff, but that's, you know, this is all stuff which needs to be looked through and listed. I've got a lot of stuff. This is all like Vinted. There's like not much space, so I need to definitely sort something out. Yeah, sort something out. I need to just try and organise it a bit better, but I feel like it's heading in the right direction. May not look it because it's a bit of a mess, but that's just my mindset. I think my mind is a bit of a mess, so it kind of makes sense to me, but I can hopefully this week get on top of it a little bit more. tidy it up, get small bits listed. I've got a few ideas. I've sort of put ideas out there for different things I want to think about doing, one of which is getting a second container, even if it's just for 6 months or so, because they're relatively cheap, and what I would ideally like is some kind of warehouse to sort of store it all in, have like a proper business in a warehouse of some sort, with, you know, all my books, and I'd be able to just get stuff sorted, get it listed, get it on the shelves. But I can't afford that to start off with, but I could probably afford another one of these, which will help me sort stuff out, so I'd be able to move a lot of the unlisted stuff out, and maybe the Vinted stuff possibly, and get it all in a different container if they've got one. And that's what I'm looking at possibly doing in the new year, and then I can potentially use that space as well to get some like bigger furniture items to hopefully pay for it, so I can sort through the boxes. I can get some bigger furniture items listed for higher prices, and then get those sold, so then I haven't got to rely on the smaller sales so much, if that makes sense. But it's all just thoughts in my head at the minute. Until I actually do anything, it doesn't really make a difference. So yeah, I'll keep sort of processing and trying to work out what is best to do. I've always long wanted a shop of some sort where I could store all this in, and then have books out the front. Whether that ever happens, I don't know. It would be great if it did. I suppose much like a Brum Reseller's kind of he's got stuff listed on eBay, plus he's got a shop which you can funnel stuff into as well. But yeah, something like that, a physical place. So even if it's like a warehouse, that would be great. If I could ever open the doors to a certain section of it and just say, look, here's all these books, they're £1 each or whatever, help yourself. Again, I'm just sort of brainstorming / dumping thoughts out of my head without really processing what I need to do. If you've been here long enough, you probably know that's what I generally do anyway. Just thoughts come out and don't necessarily always come to much, but yeah, I've got a lot of plans of things I want to do. Ideally as well, like I've wanted to do it this year, but I think I've left it too long. Is to try and do some kind of charity system type thing where I can send out bundles of books to kids, and maybe get people to donate money towards postage costs. So if I supply the books, so if I say to people, send me your books, and then I'll send them out to the people that want them, and then get people to donate money to cover postage costs, that kind of stuff. I don't totally know again how it would work, or the best way to go around it, but I would love to do something like that maybe next year. I was thinking about doing it for Christmas this year. I think the way my brain works is a bit of a lag, so it's probably not going to get done in time to get it all set up properly. I think I'd be able to find the books and hopefully get people to pay a bit towards postage, even if it's just £1, you know, it only takes 3 people to donate £1 and I can donate some books. But I think the problem would be trying to find the people to give the books to. So that would be the challenge, the right people to give the books to, because, you know, I don't want to just give them out to people that are gonna, you know, not appreciate them. I want to give them to kids that haven't got the opportunity to read, you know, that either at school and there's no library, because there is still some schools out there that don't have a library or access to a library, or if they're one of the kids that just doesn't have a book at home, because again, there's still a lot of kids out there that don't have a book at home, and that kills me when I've got so many books I could just be sending on to them. Anyway, that will be a video for another time. I'm sort of now thinking maybe World Book Day might be something that I can work towards, doing something like that, but we'll see. if anyone's got any ideas of how best to try and set something up like that and try and find the right people and try and get the right donations of money in, then yeah, let me know, because that's not really my forte. I'm not really one for setting up things like that, but I'd very much like to, because I want to give something back. You know, there's a lot of rubbish in the world at the minute, and I want to feel like I'm doing some good. So yeah, anyway, I shall leave that there. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you staying to this part of the video, and try and have a joke of the day at the end as well, so stay tuned for that. And I shall leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the thumbs up on your way out, please. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye bye. So as we approach the 1st of December, which is coming up soon, I've heard that the sales of advent calendars have really dropped this year. Yeah, I think their days are numbered.